features. Got another little video here for you. I decided that the video I wanted to do right now was making my own leaders for fly fishing. Of course, we all have that leader that we love. However, I've used almost every kind of monofilament leader, and there's only one that has been the best, store-bought, and that's the frog hair leaders. And any one of them, 4X, 5X, 6X, 0X, all of them I've tried out, and they are really work well. The problem is I can't get any of those at the store here. I've got to order them all online, and it takes a while to get them. So if I don't have enough, then I'm in a little trouble, a little bind. So I decided to try with the smallmouth fishing and going into working for Northern Muskie yet this upcoming year. I decided I wanted to try something a little heavier duty. And I didn't know if it would work on trout, but I figured I'd give it a test on trout as well. And basically it's using the Power Pro line, and it is the micro filament braided line, so it's green in color. But the cool, unique part about this stuff, and the lines have been starting to do that over the years, different lines have been changing diameters, but still having that hefty strength. That's the cool part about it, is you can get 10-pound test, but it's a 2-pound diameter, so it's really thin. And the 20-pound test is 6-pound diameter, and the 50-pound test is 12-pound diameter. So it makes a huge difference when you're tying these leaders, and you get that strength, but you don't have the bulk with it as well. So I decided to try out using it, and talked to several people, and they all kind of clued me into the 60-20-20 rule. So basically your butt end of your leader is going to be 60% of the length that you want, and then your midsection is going to be 20%, and your end section is going to be 20% as well. So I started tying some of the knots that I could use to attach the leader together, and the blood knot is obviously the best one to use. So I started looking up some videos on a good way to tie that knot. I know how to tie it, but it always took me a little longer. So I figured, what the heck, I'll see if somebody else out there has come up with something cool. And out of all the videos I've watched, this guy named Dub Pates, he is got the most phenomenal video. He's very energetic, looks like he'd be a lot of fun to fish with. And I watched his video, and after doing that, I could literally tie that blood knot now in 10-15 seconds. It takes a little practice, but the way he's got it laid out in this video is just phenomenal. So his video is going to be posted on here, and actually it should be right here, and you should be able to click on it and check it out. Subscribe to him too. He's got some great videos, and give his videos a whirl. Watching them, they're excellent. So back to tying the leaders here. Basically, an example of the leader would be a 9-foot leader, and I would have the butt end section, which would be the 50-pound test, so the thicker stuff would be 5.4 feet of that out of a 9-foot leader. And then the last 2.5-foot section and the middle 2.5-foot section will down in progression, so I'd go down to a 20-pound test, then down to the 10-pound test. Okay? And it's really only 2.4 feet that you need, but 2.5 feet allows for your knots to be there. And it works well. It works absolutely awesome after trying that combination, especially for trout. The last video that I just put up there, and it's listed right here, so go ahead and click on that and watch it if you want. But that video right there is using that leader non-stop. And as a matter of fact, at the end of that video, there's a spot there where I actually got hooked on some roots, and I was able to just pull it straight out of there without losing a fly. I mean, I hate it when I lose a fly, especially when I spend all the time tying them, making them up to look really nice, and then I end up losing it. So I just decided to try something a little more robust, a little better. They work awesome for smallmouth. When you're lugging out that little bigger fly out there, your leader would be 50 pound, 30 pound, 20 pound for the smallmouth. So we'll see how that holds up with the northern and the muskies this next year too, because Mike and I are going to be working towards those this next year. So check out all the videos that I've got on here. Let me know what you think of this video. Test it out. Try the Power Pro line. Once you get one of these spools, I mean, they last almost forever. I mean, there's a ton of line on them, and it uses very little to make your own leaders. You get 2 or 3 of them, they'll last you a long time. As a matter of fact, I used one the whole season, 1 leader the whole season, and I think I lost maybe 1 or 2 flies when I was pulling on the line to get it out of where I got it stuck at. One of my blood knots came loose. That was the problem. So it wasn't the line breaking, that's for sure. So don't forget, also, we do have the free fly giveaway. We're at 129 subscribers as of right now. When we get to 150, I'm going to pick a winner, and I'll be sending you messages, so watch the messages. And if you don't get back to me within a week, I will pick a new winner. So keep an eye out for that as I get closer to the 150 subscriber mark, and I will be sending you some trout flies. And just keep an eye out for that. And I hope you enjoyed the video. There again, making your own leaders. If you have any questions that I wasn't able to cover in this video, give me a holler, a shout, and I will make sure that I answer every one of your questions that I know, the information that I know. So thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed, and tight lines. I'm going to go over today on exactly how I go about making the leader, 9-foot leader, and I actually have one right here, that I've already pre-made. So I will unravel it here, and I will just give you the idea. Okay, the butt end section, I usually cut my sections first, and I cut my sections based off of 9 foot, 7 foot, whatever I'm going to do, and I use a 60-20-20 rule. Of course, 60% of your leader length in your butt section, 20% in your midsection, and 20% in your end. As you can see, I think hopefully you can see it here. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Okay, there's a perfection loop in this end. I start out by tying the perfection loop in it, and by tying that perfection loop in there, it's a way for it to hook onto your fly line. You do have to remember, you have to use a piece of monofilament about 8 inches long from the butt end of this leader to the end of your fly line that has a perfection loop already in it. The reason for that is because this Power Pro is so strong, it's a strong line, that it will rip right through your fly line. Okay, so you're going to use a piece of monofilament with 2 perfection loops in each end, 1 in each end, so that you can attach it to this perfection loop. Okay, so you're going to have your fly line, you're going to have about an 8-inch section of monofilament. I usually use tippet, a 3X tippet, and then you're going to have this leader attached to that. It's very important because it will rip through. And as you go down the leader, once I use a blood knot to connect the 2 there, and then I use a blood knot to connect these 2 here, the thinnest down all the way to the end. That is how you will end up getting a perfect leader for you to use. Like I said, this works excellent for trout, works excellent for bass. I gotta go a little heavier when it comes to the northern and muskies and stuff, because obviously they're very toothy critters. And I just wind these up, and once I got them wound up, I have little baggies that I mark with, and I then package them so that way I don't have to worry about it when I get out on the stream. They're in a nice little baggy package just like normal. So don't forget the Power Pro, very important. Get yourself a couple of spools of it. It's a little expensive to start, but these things last a long time. You get the 50, the 20, and the 10 pound test. You can also get 30. They all have smaller diameters, so it works out great.